we go. I gotta get used to these now after riding so many other bikes. I think it has good torque and really good power. It gets you up and going super quick and easy. The throttle is responsive, like it's not got a lot of play in it or anything. The grips feel pretty good. It doesn't feel like a small handles, and it doesn't feel like big fat ones either. They're about average. And I don't really feel any vibrations in them or anything. Or in the bike really. It's weird because I would think that my bottom would like go numb or something, but it actually hasn't. And I've rode on it for a pretty good stretch. Handling's good. Like it takes just a little bit more effort to get the bike to turn in sometimes, so it might feel a little awkward at first. Pretty low to the ground, but you actually still feel like you are sitting up on top of the bike because it doesn't really, the seat doesn't really go like down into the bike. I think these are the forward pegs, and they're not like that far forward for forward pegs. Like my Vulcan S was further forward than this, and that was the mids on that bike. Gas mileage is low 40s and a small tank, so you might have to fill up often. Fill up every like 100 to 120 miles or so. I'm 5'4". I'm in a comfortable position. My knees are probably like 90 degrees with my feet out in front of me. I do think I like the mid position better because that's what was on the when I test rode. But like I said, this one's not super far forward. Brakes feel pretty good. And the clutch feels good too. It's super like light and just easy. Now my bike sounds pretty good. It has the Two Brothers exhaust on it. It's loud, but not like overbearing. If it was a little bit louder, it might be overbearing, but it's like at the upper range of acceptable. The mirrors are a little vibrating and they kind of move a little bit, but I like the position of them though. I like bar end mirrors that are up and not like under the bars, so I think this dash is really good. You got your speedometer, your RPM gauge. Right now I have it set on my range to show me, and it said I was low fuel. It's got my gear indicator, the clock. It shows I have it in road mode. It has different modes. I think it's like rain mode, road mode, and sport mode or something like that. It does have a lot of buttons. I have yet to even like fool with a lot of them. It's got cruise control. It's easy to get into neutral though. Okay, then I just shut her off. Kickstand is like short. We even put this thing on there to like make it have a bigger bottom, but it still wants to fall quite a bit. It doesn't have like a key. It's like a little door, so you just pull that and it pulls up. So you don't have to get your key out of your pocket. Unfortunately, 408. Dun dun dun. Fortunately, it requires premium. Thank you, kind sir, for holding my bike up. I sound like I'm complaining about the bike a lot, but I'm not really. It's a good bike, and we got a good deal on it. Yeah. Alrighty. like even if you're in low revs, it's still super smooth. It's like smooth with shifting, with your clutch, smooth with your gas. It's not like jarring when you're like trying to put along when you probably need to shift down but you don't. The shifting is probably, I don't really think it's a short throw or a long throw. It's kind of in the middle. Little bumps on this road, like right in the middle. It's like boom, boom, boom. Seat feels pretty comfortable. I looked at it and I thought, that's probably not going to be comfortable because it doesn't really have much of a cushion. It's not very thick. Not much travel in the suspension. So I was like, oh man. But it's actually not as bad as I thought. But I'm also not like, I'm not a super like bigger rider or anything. Now the turn signals they're like self-canceling, but every now and then it doesn't work. I'd say this bike, for me, I think it'd be okay for long distance riding, just because I don't feel uncomfortable on it. But some riders, it might wear on them a little more. If you're like heavier set, taller, you might feel a little bunched. Your bottom might feel a little sore when you're done. Ooh, the sun's right in our eyes. Marvelous. Back roads of Kentucky, sunset. Like, see, that was like a really rough patch back there. So I kind of got a little shook up. If I was talking, it would have been like oh, the seat height is great. I'm 5'4", but I feel like I have like a shorter inseam than other 5'4" people. I flat foot easy and I can maneuver it. Like, I just get on it and I can like walk it around the garage if I need to. So that's fine. The seat height is great. The weight of it actually isn't bad. Like, even though the kickstand makes it lean over like kind of far, it's not really hard to get up off the kickstand. So I mean, I think that says that the weight's pretty low. I think it's just a low bike altogether. Like, none of it's really tall. I think this bike might not be great for beginners. Maybe semi-beginner, like maybe as your second bike. That's kind of how I did it. I went from, my first bike was a Kawasaki Vulcan S650, and now I'm on a Harley Sportster S1250. almost doubled it, the engine size. I'd say I would consider myself semi-beginner, going on intermediate, just because I have rode a lot of bikes. I'm not like a hooligan or nothing. I don't go super fast. I like to just cruise around. I'm not no daredevil. Yeah, being that type of rider, I don't really use the whole like power that this bike has. So you can even like tone down the throttle response by going into rain mode instead of like road or sport. All right. Look at her. Look at this big tire. It's huge. I like this headlight, kind of like the Fat Bob look. That looks sharp. I like this color. The one I test rode was that gray color, and that was very pretty too. I like this chocolate satin look. I think that's what it's called. I can't remember. Yeah, it's kind of bronzy. Matches the logo, their emblem. This is this exhaust. It looks like it has some carbon fiber on the end. The braking seems good, even though it has like the single disc brakes. It's got a belt. Less maintenance with that. When I see one of these going down the street, it makes me think of the Fat Bob just because of the headlights. You can tell it's Harley. It's kind of like a mix of both futuristic and classic. I think it looks aggressive but reserved at the same time. It's not like super showy, but like, and people hear the Sportster name and they think of like the older Sportsters, but this has like a lot of power. They're like, it's a girl's bike. Well, I guess I got it. When I seen pictures of it, I wasn't super crazy about it, but I thought it was going to be bigger than it is. Like, it's actually smaller than I thought. It's shorter. The whole bike is low. And like I said, the seat height's really good. I thought it was actually going to be like big, bulky, high, like tall bike, but it actually wasn't. So then when I seen it at the demo, I was like, I think I can actually test ride that, because I felt comfortable on it. So pay no attention to the box. We just put that on there to carry some things and possibly our dog in there, kind of like my husband's bike over there. We're just going to cut a little hole here for his head, and he can sit down in here for if we want to take him on a ride on just this bike. It just has a rack there, so if you take all that off, that's what the bike looks like. Like, that's making it look probably even taller just because of that tall box on there. Let's do the exhaust. Signals, the clicks are pretty good. You know you're clicking it. I haven't heard the horn yet. That's cute. Okay, here we go. Revving her up. Sound pretty good. On the stock bike, the exhaust was like kind of big, and it actually stuck out the side here. And when I test rode it, it's not like a super big thing, but my right leg was like kind of bent over it while my left leg was straight to the ground. So it was a little bit like odd not sitting on it evenly, but with this one, I actually sit pretty evenly because it's not sticking out so far. But I can definitely feel the heat off this, so I got to be careful not to put my leg right on the hottest part there. I feel the heat when I'm moving, per se. I think it's mainly when I'm just got my leg down, like sitting still or maneuvering it, or going really slow. When you're going, the air like cools it off, so pretty good. Overall, it's a beautiful bike. I love it. When I test rode it, I was like, I think this might be the one or way up there. Just because it is a little the best of both worlds. It's like I said, you're sitting on top of it, not down in it, but it's low enough for somebody that's short like me. Looks good, got a lot of power. I like the kind of cruiser style looking bikes, and I like the big tires. I like some tech. So super nice bike. If anybody has any questions, they can put it in the comments below. Look at that sunset back there. Ooh.